They are now silenced, not producing carbon dioxide and not wasting fuel. You might even feel tempted to come over here. But it's a trap, my friends. Hello there, I'm the Biz Manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now, today we are going to go all the way to cycle number 30 and hopefully that is going to give us enough time to get the bathrooms and a carbon skimmer going. But right now we are still working on this project over here, making sure that we have a place to put all of our water. It is somewhat important. Because there is a cloud of carbon dioxide over here, our dupes will have to hold their breath, by the way, before you do something very stupid. Yes, my friends. The dupes are capable of doing stupid things, like, for example, let's say, mine these two tiles, right? You know, waiting for someone to build it, and then suffocating to death because of the carbon dioxide. That would be terrible. So let's try to prevent that from happening. But in any case, my friends, it is time for us to keep moving down the tech tree. Internal combustion is something that we should get. Coal generators, after all, far superior to manual generators. No dupe needs to interact with it to generate power. And we have a good amount of coal. Speaking of, let's put the coal on our hotbar so that we know always how much coal we have. It's right now the most important resources is coal and algae. Not alfie, algae please. There we go. And copper. Copper as well. Okay, not copper. Copper please. Thank you. I like to add resources to the list as we need them. The original resource list from the base game can be a tad bit confusing, but in any case, time to take a look at these blueprints. Yeah, like, no. Dear dupes, we are going to have omelets tonight. I hope you enjoy. And there we go. So now we have our water tank ready. We still can't destroy the abyssalite, but well, in time we can do that. We destroyed this little bit. We had the insulated tiles because we have tiles behind it. We should not lose any water. Cool, and we already have the carbon dioxide. We already have the coal burner thingy to generate electricity. Pretty cool. So right now we are going to pop this bubble over here, like so. We need to mine that. We need to mine these tiles over here to drain it all. Once we have water and we can use these pitcher pumps, we'll pop this bubble, and then we pop this bubble right there. I also noticed that we have some water over here, which means we can just dig through here and get the water to pour over here by itself. And this water over here, we'll have to pump it out. But that is going to be fine. That is going to be fine. I just want to get this water out of here so that I can mine all of this, create some floors, and start setting up the coal power plant so that we don't need our dupes to constantly be here running to generate power. They have more useful things to do. And there we go, the first tsunami of water is coming. Please take care of that one as well so that the water flows a little bit better. There we go, these 3 hatches are about to be turned into food. Oh well, that's their problem, not ours. Cool, our dupes already built the ration box over there and transferred the stuff over here, which means we can lower the priority a little bit and we can deconstruct this one. So if we go over here and in the mill lives, we can see that the freshness is coming down at a 9% per cycle. However, as we can see, it's 9% because it is in unrefrigerated status, but because it is in a sterilized atmosphere, we got 0% from that part over there. So cool, the food should last us a little bit longer, even though the dupes have to... Hey, you don't have anything to do, don't worry. That can't be. Go mine, come on. Okay, so in order for us to be able to set up a decent electric grid, we need at least the heavy watt wire, so I'm going to research that as well. And after that, we just need to empty out this area and place a few things here and there. And holy Jesus, that's a lot of water. Cool. And some meat to be used as a meal, so not all is bad. Oh, hello. What do we have over here? A cool salt slush geyser and a... What seems to be the issue, my friend? You don't like anything that we have? You can access the food, can you not? You can! Stop complaining, god damn it. We have a cool slush geyser over here, so we have very cold salt water and very cold polluted water. Pretty cool. Okay, so what I completely forgot to set up was a pump over here. We could already have that built before the water had been drained. It would be beneficial to have done this before, because now our dupes will have to hold their breath, but you know, they are quite capable of doing so, so we shouldn't be too concerned about their safety. Yeah, okay, so after this is done, we already have the space to do the carbon dioxide skimming thingy over here. However, we could use a little bit of automation, like the element detector thingy. Otherwise, the carbon skimmer will be operational 100% of the time, and that is not necessary. Well, my friends, I'm in stalemate right now. The game gave us two excellent dupes to choose from, Ellie and Harold. It's super difficult to choose one, but given our very early stage, I'm going to choose Ellie over Harold due to the building interest. We are going to build a lot of things, and getting two builder dupes so early, it's really going to help out a lot. So everybody, welcome Ellie into our colony. She has... where are you going? You are forgetting your hat, please. But yeah, my friends, having two builder dupes right now, it's going to be extremely beneficial to us. The entire map is going to be built eventually. So the sooner we have builder dupes, the faster we can do things. Okay, so, given the disposition of the initial biome, our base is not going to be very tall, we are not going to have a lot of floors, but it's going to be relatively wide in this area. That is not necessarily good or bad, it's just different, which means we have to explore this way to see how far we can extend ourselves. Because I usually like to reserve the bottom floor of the base for industrial machinery and electrical distribution thingies. Yeah, I kinda need to really see all the space that we have, and I notice, okay, that the game set up a trap for us. Look at this. So innocent, you might think to yourself. You might even feel tempted to come over here. But it's a trap, my friends. The second some polluted oxygen gets in here, and trust me, you're going to have polluted oxygen inside of your base, this disease is going to start spreading. So I caught you, game. You're trying to get my dupe sick, but that is going to be a no-no for you. So, some sources of early game polluted oxygen usually comes from the polluted water that you get from your wash basins. Usually I like to set up a small containment room for that water in particular with some, I forget their names, deodorizers close by. We are going to do that in a little bit. Power is more important, so... and by the way, your dupes can breathe polluted oxygen, they just don't like it too much. But right now, they have to endure that. It's for the good of the colony. Now, Gossman and the other dupes got a bunch of skill points, which is fantastic. Now we can mine the Abyssalite. So, for Nicola, we are going to choose field research. I believe it is field research that allows you to analyze volcanoes and geysers. So, there's that. And Ren is just going to do Ren things. And there we go. We have now all the pieces that we need. Let's pause the game because the time is flying, my friends, flying, and we are not getting things done at the proper speed, not the speed that I like at least. Now, for now, this is going to be somewhat inconvenient. I'm still missing one of the pieces. I'm actually missing a lot of pieces. Right now we are going to have to make do without automation. We'll add automation in the future. That's fine. This is going to be our power spine, however, I'm probably not going to do things like this time. Instead of just having that ugly wire going through there, I can start making these thingies, the power transformers, over here in the base of bottom of our base, away from the eyes of our dupes, not to uglify the base itself, right? We just need to build a bunch of these, and then we convert the power as we need. So in this case, we had to do something like this, right? And this is the corner for the carbon skimmer, but we'll get to that in a moment. And then the power, like for example, we want to power this area, it's still in use, right? So we just bring the power from here. Let me think a little bit. Yeah, okay, things need to be changed a little bit. Okay, so we are going to do things like this, right? And then we can expand to that side to add the other thingies, the other power transformers, and we are going to bring at least the first wire, then we'll have to see how we do things through here. Usually I like to build my bases like this, one tile from the ladder I like to leave open to put statues and vases and stuff like that to beautify the place a little bit. Then we have the entrances. Copper wire, if we go over here, as a decor of -4. So we go and we wire things like this to hide it in the walls and therefore not making the base as ugly. I'm lacking the words right now, but yeah, the objective is to hide as much stuff like pipes, wires, and stuff like that through the walls and floors, so the tubes don't get to see them, and therefore they don't get negatively affected by them. Now, what the final piece is that we need to automate that is the smart home, because we need the wires, and we need this one, gas element sensor. Because this is the thing that detects the carbon dioxide and therefore automates the carbon skimmer. We can get that right now, but we still need this one, the automated battery or the smart battery, to automate the power production. Otherwise the coal burners will always be on and consuming fuel needlessly. However, in order to build all of this, the automated wire and sensors plus the smart battery, we need this brute force refinement, because all of that is made out of refined metals and we need the rock crusher to do that. So this is going to be the next focus of research, getting those 3 down there, this one and this one over here. So 5 researchers away from getting everything that we need to automate this small area over here. Okay, so this is built, finally, which means we can come over here, deconstruct that, and remove this battery, but we need to rebuild this battery somewhere else. Reason for that is the coal generator has a fuel request threshold. This thing is the percentage of the batteries connected to the grid, in this case connected to the grid that connects the electricity for the coal generators, and it's only going to request fuel once it reaches, that threshold. And because of that, you need a battery. But I'm not going to build that one, I want a big battery. Because why not? We can do it right now, so let's build a big battery. And over here, in the storage bin, we are going to put all the coal that we have laying around, so that it's close by to the coal generators, and therefore helps out the dupes a little bit. Okay, so we have a battery, the cycle is over, that's why the dupes are not doing anything. Usually I like to set my coal generators at a high priority, otherwise without power there is like nothing working. So yeah, and let's say 60% on both of them for now. There is no point in putting... I mean, screw that. I want this to be topped off at all time, maybe not. Like, we want to put the 100% when we have the automation, but right now, because we don't have the automation, we are going to set them at 60%. That's the smart thing to do. Otherwise, we might be burning more coal than we need to, and that's just wasteful. Now, we are going to reorganize this area a little bit by putting the research station over there, and then we are going to put the supercomputer over here. Reason for that is because there is a little bit of light coming from the printing pod, and so that light is going to speed up the research project, the research process, because light speeds up the work thingies. Your dupes work much quicker when they are on light, and so at least the novice research points will be acquired much quicker. And there we go, now we have power, but as you can see the battery is full and these things are still burning, which is, it's like super wasteful, and that's why we are going towards that research. But while we wait, let's start setting up a few things over here, like the carbon skimming thingy. So for the carbon skimmer you need one of these and you need one of these. Refinement, where are you? Refinement, 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 not refinement. It's not refinement. It's either that or I don't have it unlocked yet. Yeah, it's not unlocked yet. We also need the water sieve to set up the carbon skimmer thing. Okay, we can wait a little bit. The carbon situation is still not critical. We still have plenty of room for the carbon to expand. Not only that, the atmosphere is somewhat thin because we have been mining a lot. So once it's get to its full pressurization point, it's going to compress all of this carbon down here, so it's going to be fine. Cool, so we now have at least the rock crusher, which is really good. The rock crusher, but I'm going to set up a temporary thingy just right there. Yeah, I don't want to depend on this too much, so I'm going to just get the materials that I need, and then I'm probably going to deconstruct it, because I don't want to have it right there. It's very ugly, the dupes don't like it. But for now, it is what it is. The carbon skimmer, however, I moved it down a little bit. I want this floor to be skimmed of carbon, but I don't want to completely run out of carbon inside of my base. Carbon is very useful, trust me, you're going to need it later, and you always want to have at least a small... I don't know, a small pocket of carbon inside of your base for you to use later. Right now, let's see... let's make 500 kilograms of refined metals. I don't think we are going to need much more than that. Yeah, Abe, crush those rocks. Come on, give us the materials that we need. Okay, so when it comes to the automation part of this thing, it's quite simple. All we need is a gas element sensor. We put it right there. This will turn green when it detects carbon dioxide, which is going to activate the carbon skimmer. Pretty simple. In fact, go over here, dioxide, turn green. Cool. Now we just need the water sieve and the battery. The battery is being researched right now. We are almost there, and after that we are... Oh, wait, no, I didn't get the water sieve. I will get the water sieve last. And in fact, I can request it right now. Okay, so finally, we have the materials. I'm just going to wait for a little bit longer, because I want to deconstruct this battery. We don't need it anymore. It's producing heat, it's unnecessary, so let's get rid of it. Which means we are going to kind of black out the entire grid, but that's fine. If this thing runs out of fuel, that is. As soon as this gets built, it's going to be okay. So how does this work? We'll see. Let's just put the automation wire down. There we go. So that the dupes get to build that. Let's enable this building, otherwise well, let's just enable the building. So, how does this work? Quite simple. This is a battery that sends a red or green signal. It will send a green signal once the power has reached a certain threshold. Usually I like to be like 25%, and it's going to send a red signal once it is fully charged, or charged to the percentage that you set up. Quite simple, very, very, very useful, as we are about to see in a moment. And bam! They are now silenced, not producing carbon dioxide and not wasting fuel. This battery cannot hold a lot of power, so as we can see, the power is going down very rapidly, but that's fine, because once it reaches... the set threshold, it gets the coal generators working again. Beautiful. And now we also have the water sieve, which is fantastic. Finally, I was absolutely certain it was in the refinement area, but I could not be certain for some reason. It was not there. I mean, it's not for some reason. It was not there because it was not researched. But in any case, that doesn't really matter. Now, this works in a very, very simple fashion, but first we need to prime it with some water. Let's bring a pipe right there. Let's put one pipe down. Then the water is going to go into the sieve. It's going to come out this way. Back into it. Once I have it primed and ready to go, I will explain how this very simple thing is going to last us forever, and we will never have to worry about it again. Cool, so everything is built, it's powered, so how are we going to do this? It's quite simple. First we are going to connect it, and we are going to pay close attention to this thing. And I think that should be enough. This is the only mod that I use, the pliers mod. Very, very useful. Very, very useful indeed. So, you just need to, like a few packets of water, you don't need a lot, trust me. The water goes into the carbon skimmer and gets transformed into polluted water. Then the polluted water gets converted back into fresh water by the water sieve. A very, very simple mechanism, because this thing does not use water, it converts clean water into polluted water by absorbing the carbon around from its surroundings, right? And yeah, you just need that little bit of water, and oh, I had more water than I needed. That's fine. Like this, we cut that, and we reconnect that, and there we go. See, the system now will work forever without us ever need to worry about it. The only thing it's going to need eventually is some sand, but the tubes will deliver it by themselves. Don't worry too much. Now this water over here, we can remove it just by building that, a bridge that is going to pull the water from that corner in there. We can even deconstruct that. Once the water starts flowing through this pipe, we are going to get rid of it. Or, because you are on top of the pool, you can just deconstruct it now, and the water will fall back into the pool. See? No problem. Pretty cool. This thing is now working by itself. We don't need to worry about it. And the first thing that can kill you early game has been taken care of, which is the runaway carbon dioxide problem. That is simply like, you start accumulating too much carbon dioxide, and eventually your dupes will not be able to reach the location that you want to build things, and before you know it, you have a huge cloud of carbon dioxide that is going to kill your dupes. If you just build this very simple thing, that is taken care of. Now, the next thing in line is to build a proper bathroom. Yeah, this thing, it's like, no, I don't want that. So what we are going to do is we're probably going to build it into one of these corners. Oh, hello. Oh, a cool steam vent. We now have an infinite source of water, but we also have an infinite source of heat. And a break in the abyssalites, so we need to be careful. Okay, if we go over here into washroom, we can see it is a maximum 64 tiles, which is the size of this room right there, 64 tiles. I'm just going to build one bathroom for now, we don't need more than that. We don't need showers as well, that's just wasted water and time, at least in the early game. Late game, like, it's whatever. So we're going to build 4 of these, and then we're going to go into medicine, and we're going to build 4 of these. Cool. In fact, I'm even going to build a secondary bathroom over here for now. These bathrooms are quasi-permanent only. They are going to be permanent for a while, but once we start building individual rooms for our dupes, eventually we will want to get rid of it because it's occupying space and the dupes are not going to use them. Okay, my friends, time is flying. Jesus, I'm having so much fun. I didn't even realize we're closing in on the end of the episode, but I kind of changed my mind a little bit. I don't think I'm going to build a bathroom over here. I'm going to change it from here to this tile over here. I'm not going to build 2, I'm just going to build 1, because I want to leave this room available. So once we decide to start building the apartments, we we kind of have the room to work with. And in fact, let's build a model apartment so that I can. I'm terrible at planning, so I must have like a way to reserve room. Otherwise, I'm going to build on top of it, and then I'm going to regret it, because that's usually how things roll around here. So a model apartment area. I need to leave 4 tiles for the bedroom. And bam bam, shazam. There we go. This is our model apartment. In the previous season we had the elevator over here, something that I'm not going to use, which means we are then going to move this ladder a little bit to the side to utilize this room more efficiently, and then we are going to put the other apartments on the other side. We'll block this area, and then if we need, we can have more room to build even more apartments on that side. That's the advantage of not having the elevator. The elevator kind of complicated things when it comes to the available room that we had, so that's fine. Now, let's rebuild our bedroom over here. Not bedroom, bathroom. And underneath it, we are going to have the sewage treatment system. That consists of water sieve. We are going to need... These are the parts that we are going to need. We are going to need one of those, and then we are going... Okay, and then we are going to need 2 of these. One for polluted water, another one for clean water, because this is a water positive process, which means you gain more water than you invest in, which means you need space for that water to go, otherwise the entire system blocks and your dupes have nowhere to go, and then they will pee in your water supply out of spite. So, how does this work? It's quite simple, pretty much the same way that we got this one done, we are going to do this one. We are going to assume the fresh water is going to come out of this one, meaning fresh water goes in, like this, and then polluted water comes out, like so. Right? Then we bridge it over here, go like this, and like this. So, now is the point that this secondary storage comes into action, because we are going to do this. What does this mean? If the water sieve can't output more water because this is full, it is going to stop working, which means it's going to stop absorbing water, which means the water is going to move from this input into this one, being stored in here to be used in something in the future. Right now we don't have access to those blocks, but we are going to use that polluted water, trust me. And would you look at that, our bathroom is now built. All we need to do is prime it, and it should be ready to roll in no time. So the way we are going to prime it is by doing this. We want to fill up this tank just a little bit, we don't need to fill up a lot, but we want to have some water in reserve, because sometimes if these pipes get filled up relatively quickly, the exhaust pipe, sometimes the water will flow over into the secondary liquid reservoir without being needed. So you might lose a little bit of water from time to time, but overall it's always a water positive process. Now, the tile that we were missing was the hydroponic farm. We are going to use that polluted water to grow Thimbleweed. Yeah, Thimbleweed requires irrigation polluted water when in tiles. Okay, this is the part that I should be paying attention. And we need Thimbleweed, not Thimbleweed, we need reed fibers to make suits. So it's a win-win situation. We get rid of the excess polluted water and we get Thimbleweeds out of it. So quite the victory if you ask me. And as you can see, we can see that the polluted water is now going, gets sieved out and turned into clean water and then sent back into the system. So, cool. And with that bathroom operational, we can say bye-bye to this. As you can see, we already have a cloud of polluted oxygen over there. Not really super nice, but okay. It is what it is. We are not going to complain too much. And yeah, like, we got a lot done this episode. I'm actually quite happy. And by the way, guys, please allow me a few seconds to address your feedback from last episode. I'm really thankful for all of your kind words. It really keeps me motivated. And, well, thank you so much for all of you who have been with us for quite some time. I noticed that some of you are coming back from Season 2 and even from the first season, so thank you so much for all the time that you have invested into this channel. Now, my friends, I'm going to expand this way. However, here's a just a small tip for all of you who are new into this game. So as we can see, we have chlorine over here. If I just build a floor like this, that is going to pop the chlorine into our base, and we don't want that because chlorine is not nice for dupes. So what we do is, we can see that this is the tile where the chlorine is going to come through, and because it's blocked from this side and this side, dupes can build diagonally, so we are going to build one of the insulated tiles that we need for our floor over there right now, and that is going to prevent the chlorine from venting into our base. And as we are closing in on this episode, I'm just going to use the remaining time to help future me a little bit. We'll want access to this general area for our first oxygen production facility, and I actually detected a single thimbleweed over there, which is actually not surrounded by germs, which means we just found our thimbleweed to put over here to start providing us with that reed fiber to make suits, which we are also going to need. And so it's really nice that we actually have at least one of them, you know, not fully surrounded by germs. Okay, maybe that's a terrible idea. Ellie is about to get buried alive. Let's not do that, okay, Ellie? Let's not do that. But well, my friends, this cycle is now coming to its end, and so is this episode. We actually got a lot of things done. The fact that we have now a bathroom, a working bathroom that we don't really need to worry about, a automated carbon skimming system, and an automated power system. All of those things are really nice, and they are going to help us out. Gossman, there is food. It's not the best, but you shouldn't be complaining so much. I completely lost my train of thought, but I probably was going to say that the next episode we are going to try and create ourselves some sort of oxygen, and I have another geyser over there, some sort of oxygen production facility in the cold biome so that we can produce a cold oxygen, and hopefully if we can get that done, we are one step closer to getting those Atmos suits done. But with all of that said, my friends, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye!